Hi guys. So if you're new to me, first of all, my name's Claire with all the Claires. That's why my email address is Claire Everything. But yeah, basically this is going to be a short-ish, I feel, but we'll just see a short-ish video, particularly because yesterday was something called the Venus Star Point. And some were calling it like an opening of a passion portal, whatever that is, but it was a closing of 8 years of karmic love. So I know that that will make a shitload of sense to a lot of people out there of, karmic lessons and love. That's why there's a lot of karmic endings coming to a close right now, or perhaps that was what, last year was all about for you. Or the last couple of years, depending on how difficult the decision's been there. But basically, I know that that is the case for a lot of people that I work with, loads of them. So yeah, it's basically it was just something to kind of honor that had come to my awareness. But also today's the 9th as I'm channeling this, and 9s are about endings. So again, that would suggest karmic endings. But after a new after an ending, there's always a new beginning. Now, something really interesting happens. So this is going to be a bit difficult for me to tune into whether I might not say what I just said, but I just literally sat for nearly 10 minutes and I was started the channel and I hadn't pulled any cards yet, thank God. But I was going on for a bit too long actually, and then I realised I was live streaming it, like not to the chat. It was on the wrong channel, so it was because I've got another one that I'm subscribed to. It's just like when I first got YouTube, and it's not like this one. And I was like, shit, why the hell did that happen? But again, it doesn't happen for no reason, and it means something. But basically, the gist of it was it was a real strong. So all right, there's a couple of things before I get into that. This is also, as well as just pulling, I'm going to pull a Rumi card. So if you don't know Rumi is very romantic and just deeper. It's like very sort of spiritual, deep love, which is really what a lot of what I'm here to teach people about as well. But again, doing that at my own pace. But what I was going to say there was, they're pulling me at the word shine. So yeah, it's about, it's like, I'm here to shine a truth. I'm here to shine the truth on a lot of the ascension process, and particularly the spiritual connection, spiritual love, ascension process. Yeah. Whatever the hell that is, they're telling me to say. Right. So whatever that means to people, rather. I know what it means to me. I know what it means to other people, but it means different things to different people. But I'm also going to come on in about 2 to 3 hours. So right now it's just past 6 o'clock my time, UK time, on Sunday the 9th. So if you're watching this on replay, it's already happened. But again, it's coming to my attention that I used to do something on Facebook called, used to do it. I think I've done it twice, but Soul Fam Sunday. So we can absolutely call what I'm going to do later Soul Fam Sunday. And if it feels like I want to do that on a Sunday, I will. Again, like I said, because I more feel I will be on most days in some sort of way, shape, or form. And the days where I'm more low energy, it'll be like this, it'll just be recorded. And but again, it's better than nothing, guys. But yeah, I'm going to do Soul Fam Sunday tonight anyway. So I'll be coming on about 8 o'clock UK time or 9 o'clock. I don't feel I would be on any later than 9 o'clock. So just look out for me. It could be like, any time between 8 o'clock UK time and 9, I would say 9 o'clock later. So I might show up at 9 o'clock. So just, again, I'm not one for like sticking to a definite time. It's just not my energy. It never has been. And I'm not about to change right now. In a lot of ways, I wish I wasn't like that, but it is who I am, So I accept who I am. And it helps other people accept who they are. That's what my life purpose is too. The more I accept myself sitting here in my jammies, the more you will accept yourself. And I will be in these Wonder Woman pajamas later. And I've also got, can you see in the camera? I've got my Wonder Woman socks on there too. So I'm really going for it today. I've got Wonder Woman, a lot of everything, by the way. These aren't my new jammies. These are actually like discoloured and bobbly. I love them that much. But hey ho. Right. So what else did I want to say there? Oh, there's bloody hairs getting, hairs everywhere. Right. Molten. so the other thing was, the big thing I rambled on the other one before I noticed, thank God I noticed, but everything happens for a reason, is it was a strong reminder, which does come from me from time to time. And again, I'm not meaning to be negative. Again, like I say, it gets draining to channel that quite a lot, but it's because I'm getting strong indication, and other people have picked up on it as well, that people that are newer to this journey, like, just be careful who you listen to and how many people you listen to, about ascension in general, but definitely twin flame channelings, because there's people that are purposely on this platform and other platforms to knock you off your path, to guide you towards people that are not your true twin flame. Again, it's all part of the journey, right? Any kind of karmic situation. So that doesn't honor karmic situations enough, because people's karmic situations can be like people that you've been married to, people that you've been in relationships for years, people you've got kids with, people, whatever, it can be friends that you've had years and years and years, family, it can be work, job, anyway, blah, 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 right? It's not to diminish any of this, but what I'm trying to say is, I've had definite situations. They're showing me one person I actually helped. I mean, there's more than one. There's fucking take your pick. But there's one person I helped in the summer of last year, and it was really intense because, like, who they were getting. Again, I'm keeping this anonymous, but this is interesting, and I strongly feel it's nobody that would actually ever watch this video. But if I'm wrong, it's fine because I'm keeping it anonymous. It's somebody that just happened to, catch something that I was channeling about on Instagram once, and they'd caught me mentioning Twinflames, which is really quite interesting actually, because I didn't mention it a lot. Like, I just didn't. If it came up from spirit, but it was very infrequently. So the fact they even caught that was meant to be. But anyway, long story short, and if you don't like the stories, you're not going to like me if you're new. But I would hang around, because if you've watched this far, you're probably meant to hear whatever's coming out. Long story short, this person had booked a session, right? And it was a clarity call, so it was just meant to be 20 minutes. But everybody that knows me knows that that's very rarely going to be 20 minutes. Doesn't mean that it's never happened, but usually you get longer. But yeah, they'd book the call, right? And I actually ended up spending, like, I'm not kidding you, I'm not going to tell you how long it was because I don't exactly know, but it was a long time. I remember talking to them in my jammies at lunchtime, and it was broad daylight. And I spoke to this person till the sun went down, till it was like tea time, but so it was like a long time. It was dark. It was dark enough that I think I did manage to go out my walk, but literally just walked for like a very short time and then went back up to get air. But I never regretted it because it was worth it, and it absolutely changed the course of this person's life. But the thing that terrifies is the word that comes to me. It does terrify me a bit. This person was about to ruin their life, feels a bit strong, but that's what came to me. They could have made like the worst decision ever, and it was to move away from they were with their true twin flame, basically, but they were being pulled back to somebody else. And at first, when I was listening to them, I was like, oh god, shit, this is one of these complicated ones where I don't want it to be that way, and I wish the person that we're with was their twin flame because they're already with them. And they sounded like a lovely person, but it is sort of ringing true that, oh shit, this is going to be this past person from ages ago as their twin flame. But I'm just stressing, this is why it's so, so important that you A, seek therapy if you can afford to do that, or B, when you're allowing someone to read about your energy, whatever it is, but especially when in regards to this stuff, make sure that you have really done your homework. Make sure that you really resonate them. Make sure that you have stalked the life out of them to see that their channeling is on point and really picking up on where you're at on your journey. Because, long story short, after I listened to this person for, I think it was maybe about an hour in, it became crystal clear, no pun intended, but crystal clear to not only me, but more importantly, this person, that they were indeed actually with their true twin flame already, but because their self-worth, their self-love was nowhere near where it should be and could be. Like, this person just basically had very low self-worth, that they were being pulled back to a trauma bond, basically, right? So mind-blowing moment there, maybe might be, or not for some people. But so because I'd asked, like, so what was it about this previous, and they've been in a relationship, what was it about this previous relationship that, why are you feeling this person coming back in your head? And it was that they couldn't give them what they craved. Like, they couldn't give them, like, they couldn't speak about their feelings, right? And so that it did resonate, because a lot of people on this journey, that will be like, and it's never just one person, it's usually both people basically can't open up about how they feel. And it's because it can freak you out. Like, you don't know why you feel that strongly about someone. It can really freak you out, again, if you've never been in any kind of relationship. I mean, I've met people where they don't really know them very well at all. Like, it's just, again, someone at work or whatever, or someone anywhere, and you're like, why am I being strong? It's all different situations for different people. Some of it you did have relations, sounds funny, with them or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, I'd be here all day trying to get into this. But I know this is taking ages, but it's because I'm trying to remember, like, exactly what the point, like, I'm just going with the flow with this. That, yeah, like, and so it was when I'd listened to this person enough that I was like, well, I'm saying this person, but I could say, yeah, it was a woman. And but again, that's what I'm trying to say, is it was a woman that was showing up in divine masculine energy because she didn't feel good enough, she didn't feel worthy, she didn't love herself. And me having done enough work there, again, it never stops, where I'm sitting in unconditional love, I'm empowered divine feminine with an understanding divine masculine energy. Like, she was sitting across from me absolutely in that energy of not feeling good enough. Therefore, she was being drawn back to somebody that was comfortable, that was, I wouldn't necessarily say safe, because I wouldn't say toxic either, because the guy sounded a nice guy, but it's just what, upon listening, it was like, wow, well, if this person never gave you that whole time you were together, and they kept just not being able to, to make it work. And this other guy sounds, oh God, he just sounded like a fucking dream. It was kind of like, that's where I didn't tell her what to do, but by listening to her, because I'm a counsellor, and let's face it, I've not come across, I don't think I've come across any other people that help people on the twin flame journey that are counsellors. Maybe some that are trained in like CBT or things like that. But again, I personally don't like CBT. It's never helped me, but it doesn't mean it won't help other people. It's just because I'm very feely, long-term person-centered counselling is what I'm trained in. That's what helps me, and that's why I had 7 years of counselling, remember. So I'm not coming from a place of not doing the shadow work. I've done the deep shadow work to help not only myself, but to help other people. And again, it's not, again, don't be terrified. You don't need to do 7 years of therapy or counselling to get help. Again, I can help people cut corners here, but I wouldn't suggest cutting corners, because it's, you want everlasting love with yourself and with another, I would have thought. But again, we're not selling for crumbs around here, guys. But what I'm trying to say is, right, the magical part of this story is, if I hadn't, or if that girl hadn't been so blessed that day to have had somebody crazy like me that is so invested in other people's happiness and getting what it is they truly deserve, and basically helping them not make a terrible mistake to get into something that isn't for their highest good. Imagine she had left her true person to go back to this past person who I do think was sniffing about, because twin flames have powerful energy and people want a bit, you know what I mean? It's healing energy. It just would have been horrendous, but that didn't happen. And it was a very, very happy, amazing story. And I'm not going to tell the rest because, again, this person there's just no way. I don't think there's no way, but I'd be totally hugely surprised if they're watching my YouTube. But again, how do I know? Maybe they are. But again, hopefully you can email me to be like, were you talking about me? And it's so funny because people might message me and be like, you're totally talking about me. And I'll be like, well, actually, I wasn't. And it's because some people's stories are scarily similar. You just wouldn't believe. But yeah, like I say, I'm not saying the rest of the story because then it would, well, it wouldn't give it away because nobody, none of you know. But it's basically, let's just say it's very, very happy. That person did stay with that person, and it was just like a fucking fairy tale. And I'm just so proud of myself that I gave all of those many hours to that person. I will never regret that. I just like that as well. It was like I got next to no, I didn't get no money for it, but I got next to no money because it was a clarity call that I'd at that point I'd put like a small fee on it. But again, I gave hours and I gave like hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of my time. Considering my Zoom sessions currently are 144 for an hour, and I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours with this person. But again, I will never ever regret that. And the good karma that will come back into my life, and that already has come into my life for giving that energy to that situation, I know will be out of this world. And again, it was so worth it. When I think back to what are the favourite situations that I've helped you with, that would be right up there, if not the one that's up there, because it was just so magical. But also, again, it terrifies me because what if that person hadn't randomly come across me talking about that in a 10-minute video, where I think it was because I'd actually that's what it was. I'd actually pulled a card about Twinflames and I read it from the book. So it's like, and also, by the way, that person, I can't remember, she said she was coming to me because she was confused about something to do with work. That it was she was never meant to come to me about that. It was her guides led her, and I don't think she's even somebody that would talk about my guides and all this kind of shit. Her guides led her to me to help her with this, like to basically make sure that she made the right decision for her life. So again, I'm being led, I'm going to trust that I'm being led to, and I definitely did, I took 15 minutes there, but I definitely was led to tell people that for a strong reason. That, like, imagine like she'd caught somebody else on YouTube talking about twin flames or whatever, and it was like, you know, like something that totally confused the hell out of her, and she got led to make the wrong decision. That's why you have to take personal responsibility for your own decisions, for your own heart, for even when you're listening to somebody that really resonates with you. You know, you've got to then weigh it up against what feels right to you, and then decide what feels right to you and go with it, and not blame anybody else, not blame any readers or healers or your twin flame or even your karmic partners. You mean, because again, you allow stuff into your life. If you've allowed karmic partners to treat you a certain way, you have to forgive yourself for doing that, but you also have to accept that you allowed it to happen. I've had to do the same in my life, where I've allowed karmic situations to go on too long. But again, when I learn the lesson, I'm like, wow, and I step back from it. It doesn't mean you don't ever let people into your life if that's went on, but you do take a step back until you feel guided. Throat chakra, they're getting me to stop there because it's like my throat's going dry. But yeah, the point is that be very careful if you do, because I've got a lot of clients that actually say they only listen to me. But again, I just like to stress, I don't tell them that. I'm not saying only listen to me and nobody else. I'm not saying that, right? I'm sitting here with only 222 subscribers. But again, it doesn't mean a lot. Some of the people I get late to have had fuck all subscribers, and then they've grown massively because, you know, it can be a ripple effect. So that means nothing. And I've equally found people that I've got tens of thousands that are talking so much shit, it's unbelievable, but it's weaved in with bits of truth. So again, be careful. And what I said on the other video was the devil doesn't show up looking ugly or unattractive, whatever ugly is to you, but you know, they don't show up looking like not appealing, or, you know, they show up looking, if it's a woman, alluring, if it's a man, really, really hot. Again, it doesn't mean if you come across someone that's really alluring or hot or whatever that they're not true. I mean, you could just be really drawn to something. You don't know why you're drawn to. I mean, people say that about me, that they'll find me and I'm blathering on and they're like, what the fuck's this all about? But they can't stop watching. And it's because the healing energy that I emit, you are resonant with. You must be watching for a reason. And it's kind of like, you've just got to trust that. This stuff doesn't make sense in the head. sense of the heart, if that, you know what I mean? You feel it in your heart. I've got hiccups now. But equally, again, you know, yeah, just be mindful of that. If you are watching lots and lots of different people about this, because you're in that stage where you're learning lots about it, or you're looking for that help. Everybody needs help wherever they're at. But just, you know, just be careful. And also, you know, if you've been in a cycle of watching loads of general or collective messages, and you haven't actually invested in a personal session for yourself with someone where you resonate, whether that be me or anybody else that you trust, like, I think it's about time you do it, you know. And I wouldn't normally say that, but, and again, that doesn't even need to mean with me, right? If people just get help from my free stuff and that's all they can afford, or it's all they feel ready for, trust that. Because again, my energy is strong and you got to be ready for it. I've always said that. I don't, it's so funny, they're pulling me the words fuck it therapy. That's a book over there when I'm saying that, because it's like I very much am fuck it therapy. You know, fuck it, let's go. It's like, but it's strong energy. You got to be ready for it. But what I'm saying is, it's like the best people that you resonate, they will trigger you, and they'll give you like golden nuggets that you're like, oh fuck, that hit me right in the feels, or oh, that's pissed me off, but it's so true. These are the people that help me, and this is who I'd imagine if you like me, that's what I'll do for you too. I'm a bullshit detective, and it's but it's strong energy. And again, that is why I have to share messages about there's other bullshitters, but it's not bullshit detectives. Like, it'll just be absolute fairy tale stuff, like, oh, they're coming tomorrow. And again, I'm not saying like this is complicated, because there's some amazing people out there that it will be things like that, like not they're coming tomorrow, but it'll be like, you know, your person's ready and all this kind of stuff, and it's totally genuine. But there's other ones that it's if it's every day, that's when you know it's like, right, come on. I don't think so, because it's been quite a while now. But one of these times it will be. For one of you out there, or it will be. It literally, that will happen like that, but not all the time. So if it's forever this fairy tale story every day, and people that put ones out every day, it's complicated, because it is going to be somebody's truth, right? I would hope. And not everybody's. So you've got to keep that in mind. But I can't even go any further. That's really hard to explain. I'm just saying, be careful who you're watching, be careful what they're saying. Like, if you're so distrusting of your own thoughts and feelings that one minute you're really sure about who your twin flame is, and the next minute you're doubting and you're thinking, oh, what they just said makes me think it's that person, you need to stop watching general stuff, and you need to actually book a session with somebody that you know, like, and really trust, and even be discerning within that, you know. And again, because like I say, it's challenging, isn't it, that the only reason I helped that girl find her truth, which led her to the happiest somebody could possibly be, because again, she did, you know, she did update me, is because we literally spoke for an obscene amount of time. So not only would a lot of people not have the money to do that, but also they may not be lucky enough to come in contact with somebody that gives that much to themselves, because that's really rare. We've all got people that you get an hour session, you get an hour, even if there was so much more to give, you know what I mean? And again, wish I was one of those people, because that's honouring my time and energy, because it's made me ill when I've done that before, you know what I mean? And that's why it doesn't happen as much as what it once did. But when I feel guided to be in it, I do, because again, it's not about the money for me, but it needs to be about the money for me a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I've really struggled in my life from being so given and not getting back. Which right, they've done with all of that. Just be careful who you're watching, trust yourself. But if you're finding yourself chopping and changing, if you're in a position to get therapy and you feel you need it, everyone needs it, in my opinion, do it sooner rather than later. If you're in a position, especially if you're drawn to me, because I don't take on a whole lot of therapy clients. Currently, when I go back to work on Tuesday, I've actually only got one long-term therapy client, right? Two long-term therapy clients right now. It'll be free, because my friend actually said she was wanted to. Yes, so I've got 3 long-term therapy clients, one which I'll be going back to next week, and two that'll be going next about anyway, and then another one will be starting like the week after or something. But what I'm saying is I won't be taking on too many more long-term people. I'm not even sure I'll be focused on the live Zooms. It'll be the recorded ones. But who knows? If I get in a flow, I might. But and again, it might not even be me. It could be someone else that you're vibing with. Or maybe get a few and see if the same thing's getting said to you. I feel that's a good thing to do, to, because if somebody's channeling true spirit, true source energy, you should see a theme occurring. Because it's not them. It's not, that's what's important for you to know. When I'm saying all this stuff, some of it's news to me. It's not me. I am opening myself up to be a clear channel to pass on the message, and the people that are meant to hear it will hear it. When this is, say if this was a personal recorded reading for you, the stuff that would be coming through would be from your guides, would be from spirit, and that's why I'm saying about you don't, if you're still taking it personally with what people say, or if you're one of these knobheads, sorry, it's true, that puts in people's comments, again, it doesn't happen with me because I've not got enough people right now, but people are like, oh, this doesn't resonate with me at all, I don't know what you're picking. Well, fuck off then, why are you commenting? Go and watch somebody else, or realise that you'll get a personal message for you when you invest in a personal message. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, that's, I always find that really rude when I see people saying that on some of these bigger channels that are amazing. It's like, first of all, do you think they're going to have the time to actually see what you've said? Some of them have got tens of thousands and they're not going to, or I know people that will still, I'm friends with people that have got huge channels that I've helped that still comment to everyone, or they at least read them and like them. But it's kind of like, it's just ungrateful, isn't it? If somebody's given time out of their day to do a collective message and you feel you need to, like comment on how it wasn't your one, like get a life, you know what I mean? Like basically, sorry to be blunt, but it's true. It doesn't mean it. Sometimes people are like, oh, kind of, this wasn't mine this time, but I like listen or whatever. It's just putting negativity out there, you know what I mean? But yeah, but basically, wow, that was ages that I've went. I'm gonna have to title this something different, but it's like, that was ages that I've went on about. You know what? I'm actually going to go with a shamanic card before I before I do the love message, because this has turned into something completely different than I thought they wanted me to do, but it's been what it's meant to be. Yeah, anyway, so what I was saying about the money there was, what I was guided to do is, because we're in the Aries moon right now, is I'll be coming on tonight, like say, I think it'll, because I've spoke for longer, I think it'll be around 9 o'clock UK time, but just look out for me. So this is your warning, that I'll be doing that, or keep your notifications on, and I'll purposely be coming on to do a collective energy reading at some point, whether that's when I begin or at some point. So that'll be for everyone. But for those of you that want a personal message, if you use the donate button, which is just the, when you click the donate button, it'll come up. I think it's like a $5 in my money. I don't know what that is in other monies. Then I will pull you a short message. So a short message to me isn't always short. So I will do you a message, and it will just be kind of winging it, a few cards for whatever you need to hear in the moment. If there's more substantial donations made, I will do a spread. So I'll do more of a, where's your divine feminine energy at, where's your divine masculine energy at within yourself, and if it makes sense for you for within a connection, then great, the way that I usually do it. But again, if it's a normal donation, I will just see what spirit want you to know, and if it's a wee bit, and again, it can even be like, just even if it's like a tiny bit more than what the thingy is, I will honor that. Again, it's not about the money, but spirit are really guiding me to just own that as well, that because that other video that I've done was over 2 hours there, and like I say, there was a lot of like genuine helpful coaching and therapy, considering I'm all these things. We've done that, and again, it's whenever people have been checking in on my energy that I've trusted, it's the same message coming back to me, that that's what I'm here to show up as a genuine person that knows what they're talking about when they're doing this, and wanting to help people be the happiest they can be alone, and the happiest that they can be with their true twin flame, and definitely not getting lured into false karmic situations and stuff like that, or false twin flame, whatever these fucking labels you want to give to it is. But I know it's complicated, and yeah. So again, if you resonate with me, it's time to have a personal session, I would say, or definitely, like say, with someone that you trust. Anyway, right, this is totally went a different direction. So let's see. With all that being said, Spirit, and there will be a reason why you made me go into it. Oh, where's the book for that one? Because that one's brilliant for... Oh, this is so annoying. There's another deck that... Anyway, if I was meant to use that, it would have been through here. What mystical shaman card do we need that's going to help people understand why I just channeled all of that about basically discernment, about being discerning, and not leaving your destiny, your fate, your life in the hands of other people, and allowing yourself to be knocked off your true path. That's heavy. The drum and the staff. Right, let's see what... Oh, what? Oh, I just got chills all over my body. Right, we've got the drum is 15, which is the devil card. Although this isn't meant to be like the tarot, but just saying, when I said that bit about the devil doesn't show up like, ooh, I don't want to watch this, or it'll be like somebody really attractive. This is hard when I keep saying that. I'm like, there's some amazing people out there that are really attractive and they're genuine, but there's some people out there that are really attractive and they're not the real deal. Again, it doesn't mean that some of it isn't going to be helpful, but that's what's part of the test. Yeah, 15, again, be careful what you're tuning into. And then we've got 51. So again, mirrored numbers. So the 5 and the 1 could be significant there. 5 is about change, 1 is about new beginnings. The staff, a giraffe could be significant to someone there too. What's on here? An eagle, rising above perspective. So we're going to read 15, we're going to read 51, but even alone, the fact that it's mirrored numbers is really picking up on the balance and unity that is coming about with the waves of twin flames in particular that are going to be resonating with these messages. So that's wise to be aware of. If you're not resonating with this message and you're nowhere near feeling like you're ready to reunite with your twin flame, whether you know who they are or not, then, you know, just you're getting healing. You know, it's like one of my close soul sisters, a client, always says that to, you know, is that even if I know it's not where, like the romantic stuff is like nowhere near ready where I'm at, I listen because I know I'm going to have a good night's sleep and I'm going to get the healing. And that's what wise people would do. But again, if you just sort of come across and you think I'm talking a load of shit, you're going to miss out. And it's like, I suppose that's why they've told me the story, got me to tell the story about that girl that I helped that day. Like, imagine she hadn't trusted her intuition and booked that call. I shudder to think the way her life would have went. But again, I always see it as you're exactly where you're meant to be. And they've just drew my eyes up to a quote that I've got on my wall that says, freedom is the recognition that where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. And that is by Mira Louise Perez, to quote who it was by. But it was in one of my journals and I ripped out my journal to put it there to remind me of that, because I always see it. So I really do feel somebody listening to this needs to know that everything that has led you to where you're at is exactly what was meant to happen, as hard as that is to take on board. Yeah, right, okay, let's read this. So how did I pull that up? Wait a minute, have I put them both up right? Because oh shit, oh that's annoying. I pulled one. How did I pull them? Was it like that? I think I pulled it like 15 was upright and 51 was reversed, but I can't actually remember. So I'm just going to read them. I'm going to read the bits for all of it, right? So that must mean people need to hear the whole card. So for number 15, the drum, which I feel I did pull. Now I forgot. So just take what bits resonate. The rhythm of the drum tunes you to the beating heart of the universe. Its wood frame links you to the trees and helps you journey to the lower world via the roots in the upper world through its branches. The drum skin gives the shaman the powers of the animal kingdom. Striking the drum calls forth the power of the thunder and the rumbling of the earthquake. The drum invites a trance state where healing and prophecy happen. Right, now I know why I've been channeling about what I've been channeling about. It's kind of like what I'm saying with when you're tuning into other people that might have good enough intentions. But what I'm saying is if you're finding you're in some kind of unhealthy loop where you're just watching loads of YouTube videos and kind of stuck in the same place, it's because you're watching loads of readings and you're not getting a personal reading for yourself ever, and you're just watching free stuff. Again, you'll get what you put in. Not always, because sometimes some free stuff is absolutely amazing. People have said that to me, like people have actually healed themselves with all my free stuff alone. But then again, you got to watch, because I've done that in my own journey at certain points, but then I did actually invest quite a bit of money in loads of people because I was feeling guided to, because you get in what you put out, right? So it's not always about the money, but it is too. Like if it's the energy exchange is what I'm saying. But the other thing is that's the difference to me, is although it's a huge part of my purpose to do channeling, and I love I'm obsessed with cards, and the cards back me up what I'm saying. The shamanic part of me, it's soul retrieval, and even watching a video, I'm doing soul retrieval, but it's never going to be as powerful as a one-to-one soul retrieval that is just for you. It's like when you watch your collective reading, you're like, wow, this could be for me. Yeah, but it's not, is it? It's for loads of other people that are resonating too. When it's just for you, it hits you different, my friend. It hits you different. Trust me. I know from the way that people send big, massive, long stories, can't believe how much it's resonated with them. I've even got that in most of the info bits of some of my videos of like reviews that people have said or messages that have said I can share. And I get things like that every day, right? Even when I'm not working the whole day, I get things like this every day from collective readings or personal readings. And I know for myself, when I've had ones for myself from people that really tune into me well, you can't get over like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like how there's just no way they could have known this, but there is a way if they're connected to true divine source, like what I am right now. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is the difference with if you're new and you've found this, because people that aren't new know this, and you will have had, lots of people that tune into this regularly have had healing with me of some sort, or you've had a lot of healing with me, is that once you're at an empowered enough place and you can handle more powerful healing sessions, like a shamanic journey where you get several soul retrievals or like really deep inner child healing and stuff, that changes your fucking life. And you will even find you don't need to watch like loads of other collective readings or healings or whatever, because you're just feeling so great. And that's good, because like I always say, you got to be focusing on yourself and what you've got going on, and definitely not what, if you're a twin flame, not like what they're up to. It's not healthy. They're always going to be within your energy, they're always going to be in your heart, or if you're not past that part of you can't get them off your head, then you just got to do what you got to do to distract yourself enough. It's like hold the vision, trust the process, right? Okay, Spirit, are we over that bit yet? Because that's just, it just seems to not be ending. But what Spirit, what they're trying to get across for me is I'm not always the best at getting that across, and I can own that because a lot of me can be too chilled and too humble. Don't lose sight of the fact, if you're new to me, that I am a life coach, I am a counselor, a therapist if you're American, I'm a hypnotherapist. I also can heal not only your inner child, but I do children's healing work, because I'll be having another separate, I have got a separate YouTube channel for that, which I haven't published yet, but I will publish that at some point. But I've got clients that circulate healing children's videos, when their children are ill and everything, and it brought somebody out of hospital not long ago as well. So again, this is all true, and if you've followed me a long time, you'll know. I'm sure there's something I missed out. Astrology, obviously, I'll leave that. I do lots of other things, but the main point is I am a healer, and I'm all about self-love and empowerment. So although if you come across some of the rare twin flames that are out there, you will know, because you'll just know, you'll be able to feel it. But there's some of you that don't know as strongly as what others would. Like I tend to find people that are earth and air, or have got more earth and air, that are more in their head, and they're like, oh, this makes sense. They tend to get, sorry to say this, but it's true, you tend to get more duped. Whereas people that are like more water and fire based, or just the ones that are creating the new earth, that are of that strong, you cannot fool me. Again, with things that are going on in the world with freaking forced medical procedures and shit like that, like those ones, that's what I am. You can't fool us, and you can't feel so. But that also means a lot of people don't like us, right? So yeah, so that's why I'm saying, it's not to say that like big, massive, huge channels are all false, but a lot of them are, is what I'm going to say. A lot of them are genuine, a lot are false. You've got to make up your mind what's true. Right, okay, so And then there's the irony that a lot could grow to be huge, and that's why a lot of huge ones are genuine, because they've grown because people have clocked on. But I more than not see people that are the real deal that haven't got a lot of subscribers actually, or like maybe they've got like 1,000 or something, or I don't know, loads of, yeah, it's just again, but and that's why it's important as well that I always say this is, if you strongly feel guided to recommend someone, then do it. But a client of mine said recently, like, oh, is that bad that I don't tell anyone about you? I'm like, well, it's bad for my business. But I was like, no, I get it. Like, I'm really private too, right? And it's more a resonant thing. Like, I help a lot of people that, some people that are at, kind of like what I would call nearer the end or the middle of their journey, and some people that are nowhere near that, and they've got a lot of shadow work to do, and it's helping them with the patience and the frustration of the journey. But it's kind of like, that's why a lot of people that would resonate with say me, or like other people that I know, like they just wouldn't even make sense, and people that I help that like wouldn't even be drawn to them because it's going to make no sense. So whereas other people that are maybe near, they're going to be led to people that are just kind of giving out the basics and not going really deep into stuff, and keeping you small, but maybe not meaning to, like it's all that kind of just talking about it. Well, it's what I'm saying is, if you're ever led to Twinflame people and there's still people in the comments that are like, this person's a dickhead, or all this kind of like, that's so like, no, like that's so not good. And it's so, I'd be so, put this way, if there was ever any crap like that on my channel, I'd be trying my best to help someone. I'd be confused if someone would be led to talk on my channel like that, to be honest, because I'm about balancing the yin and yang and not keeping it perfect and hunky-dory all the time, because that's not true. But it's about understanding and empathy and balance. And again, that doesn't mean being a mug. It does mean holding your boundaries. But when I see things like that, when I'm guided to things like that on other people's stuff, it's often, it can be someone that really knows what they're talking about, but there's just, they've got a lot of subscribers, so they can't sort of control it all. Or it's maybe, sometimes it can be something to do with the person. So you just pay attention. You know what I mean? I'm an observer. I'm the Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto in the 12th house. I get led to, oh my God, they're really making me go psychic detective. I've said this before in other videos, but I'm just trying to think, can I tell this without? Yeah, there was one situation not so long ago, but so long ago that I feel I can talk about it, that I could see someone was putting out information and they didn't realize that it wasn't true. So that's complicated. And then, so I prayed for that person, just for the highest good of all. I prayed that that person would get the healing that they need and see what they need to see. And lo and behold, a few weeks later, they did. And now, was that something to do with me, or was it to do with all the other people that could see what I could see as well? I feel it was collectively, but all I know is I'm glad that that got sorted out. But what I'm saying is, that's why it's dangerous. Like, there's some people that feel that they're tuning in and sharing, and a lot of it will be helpful, but some of it will be unhelpful. And again, it all comes back to, you got to trust yourself. Right, anyway, Spirit, can we get over that bit now? Right, so the drum invites you to take the next bold step in your journey. The forces of heaven and earth are aligned behind you, supporting effortless action. This is not a time to push against the river. So that is saying to me, strong Empress, divine feminine energy, standing in your power, or sitting in your power, chilling, and knowing that what is meant to be yours will be yours. And that, I'm not necessarily talking about a person there, because like Twinflames are free and their own people, but it's just, you're connected. It's not, because other way, like karmic sort of stuff would be like, you're mine and you're not anyone else's. It's, not healthy, codependent. It's even talking about job opportunities and just amazing shit coming in your life. Right. The current will take you exactly where you want to go once you jump in. Collect your power tools and summon your courage, because it's going to be a wild and glorious journey. And if you're joining the Crystal Clear Visions Soul Fam Wolf Pack, it certainly is going to be. Allow yourself to be carried by the rhythm of what is really essential in your life. And here's the medicine. So like I say, I think I did pull this one upside down. So just either that bit I just read is going to resonate, or this bit, or it could be all of it. This is if I pulled it reverse. You travel to the beat of a different drum. It's time to acknowledge you do not fit a mold, role, or relationship that is not in tune with you. Wow. First of all, that is confirming this one, what I said about people that might have been at one point, or you still might be, being lured into a romantic connection that you might have even thought it was your twin flame, or you might have thought, oh, this is some kind of soulmate, or you might even forcing yourself to it, but then you've either realized already, or you're realizing in this moment that shit, they're not, and that's not right for me. Or it could be, fine well who your twin flame is, and you've been in a karmic situation that isn't right for you, but there's been one reason or not that it was difficult to get out of it. Maybe it's because, like that girl that I shared, you just didn't feel good enough, you didn't feel worthy, which is what a lot of people go through on this journey. And even if you're further on it, you will have been at that point. Something could be years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, but you were there. But this is, and it's also about, if you are a true twin flame, you don't fit the mold. And if you're a true twin flame of the highest vibration, it'll be obvious, because you'll be somebody that, I'm just going to be blunt about it, and kind of for the algorithm, you won't be wearing things on your face, covering your voice, your mouth. You won't be taking things that alter your DNA and going against your better judgment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Again, and if anybody has done these things, it's not about judgment around that. It's just about recognizing, because I've got people that I'm connected to that I help that have actually, done some of this stuff, and it's what felt right for them. But what I'm saying is, the people that stand in their truth like that, and even if most people are quite sensitive and they don't want to draw attention to that, like myself, that's what that means about not fitting the mold. And it's because they always saw through what it was really about, because covering your face, see, this will be interesting if this, I've not got enough subscribers to be silenced like that, but we'll see. It's just never good, is it? Because when somebody's mouth is covered, you're wearing a mask, whether that is wearing a mask as in, well, it's just not good. It's come to my awareness recently, like there's a ridiculous amount of people that are missing right now where I live, and I'm sending so much love and prayers out there, and it's really been massively, it still is massively weighing on my heart, heavy on my heart. And it's not just, there's one person in particular, very local, that's missing, but there's actually, in fact, there's 4 people, because the other place is not even that far away. There's 4 people where I live in Edinburgh that are missing right now. But one thing that has been brought to my attention, so can we all just send prayers out for that, first of all? But it worries me that when people are wearing things on their masks on their face, I mean, that makes it really hard to identify people. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if people had saw some of these people somewhere, if they're somebody that is wearing these masks, it's going to make it so. And this is what I've really, oh my God, they're making me go really controversial here, but that's what I don't agree with about the kids. Like, God forbid, if someone was to snatch a kid from school or something and they've got this mask, it makes it really hard for people to identify. Anyway, I think point made, Spirit, but we're not going any further with that. Find your rhythm, respond to the heartbeat of the distant drum. The price you pay for lingering becomes higher with each passing day. Now is the time to move on. And we've got the 31 on that page. The 31st of January could be significant for some reason. What was I going to say there? So this card is really speaking about it. Now, it's interesting that I'm going to need to see when I watch it back, but it's interesting that I said that about, I don't know whether I pulled that upside down or not, because it's going to be, because this is going to cater to, because it's collective, different people in different situations. But for the people that resonate with this coming up, right, it's about taking some sort of action towards a situation that you've been scared about, because taking a baby step is better than taking no steps. Unless you're really being guided to do nothing, which is a thing sometimes too, and you'll know which one resonates more. And first of all, you might just be guided to do nothing because you've got absolutely no energy. That was definitely with the pick a pile that I put out earlier. Like just there was no energy with really any of the piles, I would say, or at least with the one side of it. And but the other thing is that that message collectively, this one, is about follow your own heart, like follow what resonates for you, and don't give your power away. And that means that's why I've blathered on for so bloody long, because this has ended up being like 45 minutes at least or something. Don't give your power away by, you know, like you say, if you're somebody that's chopping, you're changing your mind and your heart so much about important things in your life that are life changing, you really got to question that alone, because that is not healthy. And again, that is my counselor side saying that, but it's my wise self saying it. You know what I mean? Like, you need to get to know yourself really well, and then you won't do that. It's why I always say to people when people are like, "Oh, I don't know who my twin flame is. It could be this, it could be that person." Well, you know, address that first, because like you say, it's a strong, overpowering knowing, and in a lot of ways it would be very helpful if you didn't fucking know. Okay. Right. So and then you could just focus on yourself, and when this amazing person turns up, you're like, oh, you're here. But when you know who it is, it can make it a lot harder. Right. So 51, the staff. The staff is a symbol of authority. It holds the power to temper extremes. The staff helps you find the right course of action, the way of the middle. Oh, that's so funny, because that was the last group gathering that I had with my shamanic family. That's amazing. That's talking about the end of something again, by the way, like finally reaching the medicine wheel point. And age youth, oh my God, I think I pulled the medicine wheel card for either yesterday's shorts or the one before today's, because I filmed them all a week ago. And aid you to maintain your balance after you begin walking in that direction. Moses carried a serpent staff through the desert, and with it he could summon the power of nature to heal or call plagues. The staff reminds you of the impermanence of all things, and that your authority must come from your deep longing to serve. And wow, now I get why I shared that particular story in depth, because it's my deep longing to serve that made me help that girl for so long that day. And like I said, I will never, ever regret that. And I never regret anybody that I work with. But let me tell you, it is very challenging when a lot of people that have worked with me are not as grateful as the majority. You know, that can make it hard. But again, it's because I'm here to teach people compassion and forgiveness. But that means that I've had to be fucked over a lot to be able to get to that point. And again, I am only human, part Palladian, part Arcturian, part whatever else. Right. So it's it's not a walk in the park overnight thing. But I am a lot better about that. So the invitation, and I think this one came out upright, but again, I don't know, right? We'll see when we watch it back. And I'm not even going to watch it. I'm just going to publish this and watch it back at a later date. Maybe not even watch it back at all, because it's just whatever. Whoever needs to hear this, it was meant to be a quick reminder that I'm going to be on soon. But I mean, at this point, if I'm coming on, I'm not coming on. I'll come on in 2 hours, because I've taken an hour to do this. So it's 5 to 7 right now. So I literally have nearly been on here for an hour. It is what it is, though. It's my deep longing to serve. Boom. See what I've done there? Right. If it's upright, you know how to flow easily between polarities. Right. I can't even. If you've been watching the last few videos, if you watched my pick a pill, I literally said that about that I'm primarily wolf energy, and I can switch in between divine feminine, divine masculine very easily. Always been able to do that with my clients, and that's how I'm able to balance people's energy. How to weigh all possibilities and instinctively select the right path, which is what I helped that girl do that day. So there you go. And let me tell you, that's something that I'm doing every day, but that was a heavy one. Trust your inner wisdom and take the first step on a journey that your heart has already embarked on. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find that delicate balance between will and surrender. And see that bit, use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided. That especially is a twin flame message, right? Twin flames appear to be divided because you're literally, some of you aren't, but most of you are literally in separation. My stomach's rumbling because I need to go and make my dinner. You're literally separated from one another, so you feel separate, right? But this says appears to be divided. You're never actually apart from, you're never divided from your twin flame, which lots of people that are newer to this journey, or even not new, you find that really hard, because the way that you miss your twin flame is indescribable. But if you understand the journey more, you get used to it. But it's, you know, it's a but people at that point, you don't miss them as much because you do know that their energy is always with you, right? But again, that's kind of like, you know, it's not kind of, it's very like with me being a medium as well. That's what I didn't mention earlier in this video. Again, I seem to be describing how I work today to people that don't know me. So this is like, I've not got any new subscribers recently. So maybe this is like for months down the line or weeks down the line, you know, whenever I have a chat to people that don't know me very well, this. But basically what I was getting to is there's a certain piece that you make with always having, that's what I was going to say, is when a loved one in spirit dies, it's like for me, when a loved one of mine dies, I'm terrible. Like, you know, I have to take time off my work and I can't focus. I definitely can't work with people. Again, I've not lost a loved one for many, many years, thank God. But, you know, the time will come at some point. And like you'll see, because I'll disappear. Like I won't, I very much doubt I would be able to keep up with it. Anyway, we're not pulling that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm very sensitive. So, you know, I mean, that girl that's missing is affecting me like I knew her and I didn't, but it's because it's so local. It's just so, I mean, it's shaking up everyone. But not everyone as deeply as what it would someone like me or other people that are like that, because it's just how we're built, you know. I just can't detach from that, because you just think, what if that was somebody I know? Or, you know, what if that had happened to me? Or what if that had happened to somebody that I love? You know what I mean? It's scary. So I'm sending so much love out to the family and in that situation. Right. So right. See, because now I need to pull back my energy from that. But what I'm trying to say is, it's even with me, like I can, you know, there's still, when I'm tuning into people that I love that are in spirit, I always feel them, and I can literally chat to my loved ones in spirit, like they're right next to me. Like I can chat to my loved ones in spirit easier than I can chat to other people's. To be honest, I've always been that way. It's crazy, but I still miss that physical touch. You know, I miss the real hug. I miss their funny little personality traits, and you know, that doesn't go away. And that actually, as I'm describing that about a loved one in spirit, that if you have had the honor of coming into contact with your twin flame at any point, that's what you'll miss about them too, you know. And then especially if it's worse and you've actually started to forget, and in some cases you could have even forgot what their voice is like too, which is weird. But you know, I do know this is the case. But again, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know who your twin flame is, don't fucking complain about it. But you just pray to God that you're not one. It's not easy. Right. Anyway, so right. So the mess, this is the upside down bit. You're caught in the delicate balance between opposing forces, between masculine, feminine, I can't even, between action and non-action. Right. This video is meant to be whatever this is going to be called. Use this to your advantage, as there can be no day without night, no low without high, no wrong without right. This is a time to take corrective action, beginning with your beliefs about what needs to be fixed or repaired. Let destiny take its course, nudging it slightly along. But so basically, isn't that cool? Both these cards are about nudging something slightly along. Doesn't mean you need to take 2 steps, 5 steps, whatever. It's nudging something slightly along. Right, now finally we can get to what I thought this was about. I've been tricked into doing something else. This Rumi card, and I was going to pull a Whispers of Love, but I'll just decide in a moment. Right, so what Rumi card wants to come out? Just one. What Rumi card? Just one wants to come out for whoever needs to hear this one. Merciful Mother Jamal, 44. 44 fours and ones are my numbers. So they might be resonant for other people. Somebody might be 44, of course. People often see the number activations really strongly after coming into contact with me. That's happened over the past 10 years, really, that I've fully been in my doing my work with people for 44. 144 is a number. Right, so, but 4s and 1s in general. Right, where did right, stop chatting to right, 44. This is so funny because I've made this, oh God, it's like, do I need to do a separate one? Actually, fuck it, right, that's what I'm going to do, because this has been so long and something different. I'm going to end this and then do this in a separate one, because this was meant to be a warning that I was coming on at some point. And now this is so long, people could be getting to the end of it and then I'm coming on again. So, right, hold that thought and go and, if you want to see this message, you'll need to watch the next video. It's like I'm flirting with you. I'm like, anyway, it'll be uploaded. Well, yeah, it'll be coming. Oh, no, I don't know, right? Just look for it. I'll title it something, but I'm going to end this because I needed it to be a quick warning. Right, please like,